What do you think or feel first when the word plastic is spoken? Do you imagine piles of plastic in land masses? Turtles with their noses stuck with a straw? Or a plastic bag floating in the ocean? Obviously, most people would imagine plastics as being sort of the demon's creation, out to ruin nature and destroy the cute marine animals eating it. Plastics, specifically single-use plastics, have grown to be public enemy number one, due to its permanent impacts on the environment. According to the UN Environment, today we produce about 300 million tons of plastic waste every year, about as much weight as the entire human population. 9% of the plastic waste has been recycled, 12% has been incinerated, while 79% has accumulated in landfills, dumps, or the natural environment. Indonesia wastes 10 million kilograms plastic a day, in which 81% of it is mismanaged. If this continues, it's theorized that by 2050, there will be more plastic than fish in the ocean. With all those startling information, we can all agree that plastics are doing more damage than we can handle. But what started the production of plastic in the first place? The first synthetic polymer was invented in 1869 by John Wesley Hyatt, as he tried to find an alternative for ivory in the billiard industry. It was stated that a lot of the ivory was gathered from killing elephants, hence needing to find an alternative. For the first time, Hyatt discovered a plastic that could be crafted into a variety of shapes and made to imitate natural substances. It was revolutionary. Then, World War II came, and the demand for plastics was like no other. It continued even after the World War ended. The possibilities of plastics gave some observers an almost utopian vision of a future with abundant material wealth, thanks to an inexpensive, safe, sanitary substance that could be shaped by humans to their every whim. Hence, if plastics were made to replace natural substances and products, are the alternatives to plastic products such as paper bags and bamboo straws actually environmentally better or actually worse? Let's find out.
Let's take a look at two commonly found plastics, plastic straws and plastic bags. Every day, 500 million disposable plastic straws are used and will likely end up in our waterways. Some solutions that are trending nowadays are replacing plastic straws with the degradable ones such as paper straws or the reusable ones such as metal straws, glass straws, and bamboo straws. Problem solved, right? Well, not really. Production of every straw type needs energy and emits carbon dioxide. The term embedded energy refers to the total energy needed for an entire product life cycle. This life cycle includes raw material extraction, transport, manufacture, assembly, installation, disassembly, deconstruction, and/or decomposition. Here's the comparison of the energy needed, carbon dioxide emission, and reusing time to make up for the energy and carbon dioxide between plastic straw, metal straw, glass straw, paper straw, and bamboo straw. Based on this data, you need to use metal straw at least 150 times, glass straw 45 times, and bamboo straw 32 times for them to be environmentally friendly, as compared to using plastic straws. As you can see, metal straws and glass straws take up the most energy to produce and also produce the most carbon dioxide. Besides, glass straws are easily breakable, so they might not last long without proper care. Metal straw is one of the most popular types of straws, but the nickel used in metal straw production comes from nickel mines, such as the one at Palawan, Philippines, that cause environmental damage such as deforestation, landslides, and soil erosion. Excessive metal straw production contributes to the destruction. Paper straws are biodegradable, yes, but only if they are disposed properly. If they end up in landfill, they can't decompose. Besides, paper straws can't be recycled after being contaminated with drink, quickly go soggy, and taste awful. Paper production also contributes to deforestation, and single-use only does not help with the purpose to reduce waste. Bamboo straws are biodegradable, compostable, and 100% natural. Bamboo grows fast so they don't contribute to massive deforestation. However, bamboo straws have shorter lifespan compared to other usable straw types, which is 10 to 15 uses only, thus cannot meet the using number required to make them environmentally friendly, which is 32 times. Also, bamboo straws are highly absorbent. They can absorb your saliva and pose health risks, thus not suitable for restaurant businesses. Each type of straw has its own shortcomings, so actually the best solution is not to use straw at all, unless you really need it. As for restaurant businesses, it's better to provide straws upon customers' request only. How about plastic bags? There has been much debate as well about the environmental impacts of single-use plastic bags or SUPB and their alternatives. According to research done by the Life Cycle Initiative of the United Nations Environment Programme, these are the results regarding the analysis of SUPBs and their alternatives. There are several fields in which a bag produced has an impact on the environment, which are not only littering, but also other categories such as climate change, acidification, eutrophication, water use, and land use. In terms of littering, SUPBs are the worst. The SUPB is a poor option in terms of litter on land, marine litter, and microplastics, but it scores well in other categories. Reusable bags can be environmentally superior to SUPBs if they are reused many times. For example, a cotton bag needs to be used 50 to 150 times to have less impact on the climate compared to one SUPB. A thick and durable polypropylene bag must be used for an estimated 10 to 20 times, and a slimmer but still reusable polyethylene bag 5 to 10 times to have the same climate impacts as an SUPB. Paper bags contribute less to the impacts of littering, but in most cases have a larger impact on the climate, eutrophication, and acidification compared to SUPBs. However, they can be better for the climate if the FUPB is heavy, the paper mills use renewable fuel, the paper bags are reused multiple times, and or the waste bags are incinerated rather than deposited at landfills. Biodegradable bags decompose and contribute less to the impacts of littering compared to conventional SUPBs. However, the results indicate they might be the worst option when it comes to climate impacts, acidification, eutrophication, and toxic emissions. A plastic bag with a pro-degradant additive such as oxo-degradable bag has almost identical impacts compared to the conventional SUPB. It has less visual impact as litter because it degrades into small fragments. However, the problem of microplastics might still remain. In conclusion, for plastic bag alternatives, the overall environmental ranking depends on what environmental aspects are given the highest priority. The overall environmental impact of the bag is also drastically reduced depending on the number of times the bag is reused. So which one is the best bag to use? It may be hard to answer. Each bag has a different environmental impact, and each may be suitable for a certain situation or condition. Reducing environmental impacts of bags is not just about choosing specific materials or bags, but also about changing consumer behavior to increase the reuse rate and to avoid littering. Simply, the shopping bag that has the least impact on the environment is the bag the consumer already has at home.
And there you go. These are the real statistics behind the usage of single-use plastics and their alternatives. Although currently plastics have a bad impact on the environment due to it taking a long time to degrade, other factors need to be taken into consideration when figuring out which alternative needs to be used. The alternatives, both straws and bags, can still have a bad impact if we don't use them wisely. As for straws, there is a certain amount of usage that must be met in order to be environmentally friendly. If you buy it just because of the trend, it won't do any good for the environment. If anything, it worsens the situation instead if you don't use it. It's the same with bags. Each type of bag has its own drawbacks, so the best choice is to use the one that we already have at home, and unless you really need a new bag, make sure to constantly reuse those. To sum it up, the main points are to reduce plastic waste and to increase the reuse rate, and especially to avoid littering. Thanks for watching!